welcome back to Elisabeth Hogarth Designs. Today we are looking at a brand new collection that has been illustrated by Melissa Lowry. Now you may remember her work from a collection that came out a couple of years ago called Over the Hedge. Now I love this collection because of the vibrancy of the colours and these really cute characters. Olivia Owl, I think it was Henry Fox and Harry Hedgehog, something like that. But I loved working with these papers. They were quite autumnal, but then there were catches of colour. So I was really pleased to receive this set from the team at Craft Consortium because Melissa Lowry has really gone to town with the colour here. So this is called Midnight Flight. I've got a range of beautiful embellishments, but I thought that I would start by showing you the 12 by 12 papers. The colours are so luscious. They remind me a little bit of Mexico or hot South American countries, and they remind me a little bit of festivals and fiestas and even Day of the Dead, something like that. I don't know whether it's because the backgrounds are all black or dark blues or deep purples, but the feel of it is really hot and vibrant, and I think that it's just going to be magical to play with. So as you turn into the page, you've got your additional toppers. I'm really pleased to see that this time that there are very faint outlines, so you can either fussy cut all of the flowers and the insects, or you could probably put this page through your scan and cut. You might need to adjust the blade because the Craft Consortium covers are always very good quality, but you could get one of your machines to cut these out. So that's a little top tip from me. Then we move into these amazing papers. As you can see, they just pop with colour. There are many insects dotted throughout, and they are, well, it's called Midnight Flights, so I'm assuming more of them are moths than butterflies. But if you look really closely, if I just bring you to this one here, you've got these green moths, and then you've got these deep plum coloured creatures, and then there are things like fruits and leaves, all in various colours. So you've got greens popping with plums and pinks, and then you come over here and you've got something completely different, and these are more like tulips, but again there's just something about them that makes you want to work with them because of the pop of colour. We then move on to this page, which this page here is quite similar with the flowers and things. So I'm thinking that I'm going to start cutting these out and mixing and matching them and making some floral cards. And then these feel more manly to me. This is like a camouflage effect, but the colours are just incredible. Every design, there are 4 sheets of each design, and they are double-sided, but there's plenty to be working with. We've then got more pinks and reds. I'm hoping that the camera is picking up for you just how the backgrounds make the flowers pop. And again, these will be easy to fussy cut out, these insects, these winged creatures. It's very much a pattern paper. There are not really characters or individual papers, individual elements to cut out. However, you can make incredible gift wrap, or you can make scrapbook page backgrounds, or you can make journal books or party bags. It's something a little bit different. This one here is interspersed with more lavender like flowers and almost like tiny little snowdrops. This one's a little bit more subtle, and then you've got your lily type flowers, and then we move into more deep mauves and purples, and again the moss are highlighted because the orange is opposite to the purple in the colour wheel, and that's what makes it work so well. I hope you're getting some ideas with me going through this. I love this page. This page is very regal to me. Again, I think I'm going to cut out some of these flowers and maybe just put them onto a plain background. This would make a lovely background in itself. I think some of it you will have to get your own maybe glitter card or plain backing paper to allow these designs to speak for themselves. Look, we've got some wonderful bees and the wings are glossed. I hope you can see that. It's really clever how they do that, because the body is matte but the wings are glossed. They've got like an embossed feel to them. Then we've got some more lilies with the bees buzzing around. I love that page. This is like a deep blue. This is slightly more autumnal. It's almost like we've gone through the seasons, isn't it? We've got some autumnal colours here. These are more summery, but everything, it's almost like the forest or the jungle has come alive at night. There's a real subtlety to the colours in this one. Each leaf has got 3 or 4 colours. I wonder how she paints them. I'm assuming that they're all taken from paintings, because all the people that Craft Consortium use are illustrators in their own right. This one is more like a poppy field, but here we've got, they are quite similar to poppies. They're either poppies or they're carnations. No, I think they're poppies. But they're very pretty. And then you've got a smaller version here, which again would make a lovely background. Loads more moss. They're almost iridescent. There's no sheen on them, but the way that she's used the light, the areas of light, it has made the insects pop. They almost lift off the page. You wouldn't think that something on a black background could be quite so vibrant, but it really does work. This is another nice background. These backgrounds here would work well when you put them up to here. I know that I always flip back through these pages, but you can see, you wouldn't think that the colours will go together, but they really do. But you want to take these types of pages and then match them with these, because the green, somewhere along the line, Craft Consortium will have colour coordinated it. There we go. Then we've got our additional toppers at the back. This back page is just a joy, and this is Melissa Lowry herself. Very talented young lady. So then let's move on to the additional elements. So these are actually our wooden toppers, and I put them on black today so that you can see how they work alongside the papers. So we've got more moths. They're mostly moths. Some of them are butterflies. And then this one we've got a few more of the flowers along with the moths. But these are so good because they're lightweight, so they don't cost a lot to send, but you can stick them onto your card, or you can use them as toppers, or you can even make a brooch or something out of them. We've then got one of the newer types of toppers, and these are the Puffy stickers. So very good self-adhesive elements. Let me just put this up here for you, and then you could see the thickness, and then you can simply use those as a topper. So you've got a wide range of the insects and then more of the flowers that you found in the papers themselves. So even if you used one of those smaller pattern papers and a few of these, you've got yourself a lovely card. We then have the enamel dots, and as always these match brilliantly. So we've got shades of plums and pinks, reds, a golden hues here, and a little bit of blue and white over this side. But these are great to keep in your stash and then use as that finishing element to your project. So you've got 2 washi strips, and those are the stunning designs that you can use. We then have some silver embellishments, and these can be used, they've got fastenings to them, so you can link them onto a piece of twine. Very, very good quality. There's the little hole for the fastening, so you can thread through there and then you can attach it to your book or whatever you choose to use. And then one of my favourites, and these remind me of tiny candies. So these are your sequins, but look at these amazing colours. It's like this orange is like a peach melba. Let me see if I can bring them up for you. So you've got like a peach melba colour in there, but then you've also got these clear red sequins, ice white, and then a really subtle baby pink. Absolutely love those. Fantastic elements to work with here. We've got our sequins and our washi tape. We've got our silver embellishments. We've got the enamel dots. Plenty of wooden toppers to be working with, and the more modern puffy stickers. And so I'm going to have some great fun working with these, so join me in a little while and you can see the projects that I'm going to make. Quite often when I'm making these types of projects, I am guided by how the papers make me feel, which is a bit bizarre, but I don't look at other people's cards to inspire me, because I'm one of the first people to see the papers and the embellishments and things. So I am literally going with a feeling, and as I mentioned, these papers in Midnight Flight really did make me think of the Mexican festivals and things like that, and the Day of the Dead and the Disney film, and this is where my thought process went. So I can't really explain it, it's just the way that I work. So this is my first sample, and it is a wreath. It's very large, the camera is quite high, but I've got a loop on it. It was an old embroidery hoop, and I used 2 or 3 of the papers. I made lots and lots of rosettes. It did remind me a little bit of this time last year when I was making the Halloween pumpkin, and I discovered, if you want to look at it, watch my video on Happy Haunting. But I discovered that it's much easier to score all the paper in one go and then cut it down. So if you want to make something like this is the largest size, and you could quite easily make a set of these and have them as hanging decorations. So here's a TP card, and again, this was one of the first videos that I made on YouTube, and it's at the beginning of my channel, so it's quite easy to find. But I have found over the years that it's easier to stick a magnet to these sides here, but unfortunately I had run out. But on this particular sample, I used the orange glitter cardstock that Craft Consortium are bringing out too. I've used a black, an orange and a red in these samples, and they are all gorgeous. They're quite flat to touch. You get the sparkle when you move them around, but they are not in your face glitters. They're really quite subtle, but they work with these papers because I've lifted up the colours of the designs with the little bit of glitter card. So I made a topper. I think these were Tim Holtz dies, and then this is one of the MDF shapes. So I rather like that card. That's a little bit more me. I then created, because I talked about these cards being slightly in memoriam type style cards, I created one of the slimline cards using the canna lilies. I think they're canna lilies anyway. And the papers are just so stunning. Can you see the little bee? I've added one of the Puffy stickers, and all I needed was a simple sentiment. This one here is almost like a camouflage card, because when I saw these papers it reminded me of camouflage colours, so I actually made an eclipse card. And originally I put these papers back on the letters, but then I remembered that I wanted to use the washi tape, so I put 2 strips of the washi tape on black card and I cut the letters out again. And I quite like the difference in the style there. So in all the world there is no love for you like mine. And I like the simplicity of that card. I know it's not for everybody, but sometimes you have to try something a little bit new. We then have 2 different projects, and these were to use the origami butterflies. Now I used to make these when I was at school as a teaching assistant, because I worked with a class that had links to a school in Japan, and we learned how to make the origami butterflies. So here's one on one of the simple cards, and these poppy papers really do lift the background. I've used a red glitter cardstock that embosses really well as well, and that is one of the larger butterflies. And to match it I made a little gift bag, and this one has got one of the much larger butterflies. So what I thought I'd do before I leave you today is to try and show you how to make these butterflies. You can actually use any size of rectangle, but for reference this is 10 centimeters or 4 inches in width and approximately 14 centimeters, 5.5 inches in length. You'll also find that it's easier if you fold and crease and then open up the paper again. This paper is the 200 GSM and I find it easy enough to work with, but you might find the pearlescent paper easier to begin with. So all I've done now is fold it into quarters, and with the fold at the base we're going to create a triangle. So you're going to bring the right hand corner to the center fold and crease, and bring the left hand corner to the center fold and crease again. So you're making an arrow or an aeroplane. So then we're going to push this center line in and down and bring over the triangles. So you're going to push that center line in and bring the triangles to the top. Keep creasing, and now we're going to create a triangle down the bottom here. And what you're really doing is you are folding to this bottom right hand corner and bottom left hand corner, and it doesn't matter, but we want the point to come from there, from the bottom corner, and then we're going to bring up the triangle where it sits across the fold here. This part here could be a little bit neater. So Let's try again. So we're going to bring it over so that our diagonal line is coming from this bottom left hand corner to the centre here, and we're going to crease again. Turn your wings round. This means you have another fold line here, and this is the line that you want to push down and away from you. Can you see you're pushing it down? And again you're going to push that centre fold down to create another triangle. One last trick is to bring the lower wings down and bring down, and there you go. You have yourself a butterfly. It works quite well when you've got the different type of papers. You could even make it into a butterfly holder, but I tend to stick these parts down, and then that's how I created. You can see the difference. I enjoy trying out these different papers with different colours and different paper folds. It was good to get back to trying some origami and making some different style projects. Before I leave you, I'll just give you one more look at the Mighty Fiesta Rosette wreath. Thank you very much for joining me today. It would be great if you could subscribe to the channel and hit the alert button, and then you'll see any future content. Please let me know in the comments below what you think of Midnight Flight. I know that I have had a lot of new subscribers recently, so if you do have any questions about any of these projects or anything on my channel, then please do leave a comment and I will do my very best to help and support you. Thank you for your time today, and I hope you will join me back here again soon. Bye bye for now.